Hey guys, this is a fun video, this one, it's almost a blooper video because I'm filthy and I don't normally present myself dirty, but just had a really cool little thing happen with Julius. I was just having a little play with him in the paddock, and I hadn't played with him down. This is a strange environment for him. He's only been here a couple of days and he's in amongst new horses and stuff, so I hadn't done much playing with him at Liberty and the stuff that he really likes to do. So I thought I'd just jump out this morning before we were doing another video with Teddy and have a little play with Julius. And for those of you who don't know Julius, he's been with me for about just on 3 years now, but I've only been riding for him for about, or working with him for about 2. He was very, very unhandled, very scared, to the point where he'd jump out of the paddock type horse. But he's pretty trained now. I'll have a little play in a second and show you what he's capable of now. He's my best Liberty horse. But what just happened was down here, we don't have, or don't seem to have, and I don't see it out in the paddock, as many bot flies as are down here at this time of year. And he's really annoyed in that he will gallop away when a bot fly comes flying near him. He'll gallop away and he's biting it, kicking at them and carrying on, and he really, really hates them. So yesterday I came out while he was chucking a wobbly and I showed him that if he waited for me, I could actually kill it for him. And he did a pretty good job of it. He was still a bit bothered by them, but he let me stand there, and I got a couple of them, and I actually got one this morning as well. But while I was playing with him just before, I'd just done something, and I was about here, and a bot fly came in without warning and landed right here, and I went to slap it, and he brought his back leg up and cow kicked it, and the repercussions of a cow kick is out and around, and he got me and he knocked me on my butt. I'm wet and I'm dirty. I literally went flying and landed on my butt. Now, he didn't hurt me because I was standing close enough that I just sort of got knocked backwards rather than kicked, and I'm not sore at all. He didn't hurt me. But the point is, no horse is ever bomb-proof. Horses will always be horses. You know, this is probably one of the most trustworthy horses you'll ever get. I put beginners on him, complete learner riders, and you know, he is wonderful. If he feels them tip sideways, he slows down. You know, I can say woo and he stops, and he's pretty well, you know, a very, very well trustworthy horse. And I do a lot of work with him at Liberty, and you'll see in a second the Liberty work that I do. Doesn't mean he doesn't still kick, bite, chase, run, get emotional. So he really hates these bot flies, and he just reacted like that. Instantaneously, I was in the wrong spot and I copped his foot. Luckily, I didn't get hurt, but my point is, you can never be complacent around horses. Horses will always be horses. The other major point is, it's not his fault. Now, a lot of people will argue and say, oh, but he knew we're there and he swung his leg out. Yeah, well, that's true, he did. But in that moment, he was emotional. He hated that bot fly, and everything else was non-existent. So the fact that I was standing there sort of didn't even register him. He just wanted to get that blooming bot fly off his belly. So I did, when I got up, and I just checked in with him and said, you're all right, mate, I know that wasn't your fault, that it didn't hurt me, I was fine. But he was standing with his bum to me for a second, and I gave him a tap and went, can you face up, please? Just to let him know you still had your butt in a spot that it maybe shouldn't have been while you were standing there. Not because I'd put myself here before, but he had finished up about here after I got off on the ground. You can see he's wary now. He's checking in with me because he respects me. He's like, am I okay right now? That's how I want my horse, okay? Do I trust this horse? Can I walk around his butt? Absolutely. Doesn't mean he's not going to kick out when a bot fly lands on him. Don't hold on to your emotions. Don't blame the horse unless it's the horse's fault. Then the horse there absolutely should be repercussions. If you get kicked by a horse, I've been kicked by some horses that meant it, and they hurt, and it can break legs and things. I have a broken arm 2 years ago for exactly that. That horse meant it. Are there repercussions? Absolutely. But when a horse does it and it's an accident, you have to let that shit go. You know, sorry for the swearing, but you really do have to let it go. He's a horse. I still love him to bits. He's still really attentive, and he's still very respectful. So none of that turned into what we call a shit fight. it all turned out okay. And I'm grateful for that, and I always, you know, say to the horse, thanks dude for really not hurting me there, because you could have done that. So love your horses no matter what they are, because they are just horses. Their personality is just their personality, and you have to learn to work with it. All right, he's got no issues with his personality now, but he's still a horse. Let's have a little play. You'll have to pay in now. So remember, your horse will always be a horse, but you'll always be better together. Enjoy, guys.